What is going on, traders? Few things to talk about. We're gonna get straight into it. Like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. So, another beautiful day in the Discord. We've been on a crazy run lately. I don't think we took a loss just yet, but we've been absolutely going crazy, guys. We jumped into Baba calls. We've been talking about how I'm bullish on Baba. We've been jumped into Apple calls. We took profit on Apple calls as well. I talked to you guys about that in the last video. We're still holding some runners on Apple. I do believe Apple still has potential to see more upside. We are also in well, we jumped into Baba calls, but we ended up taking profit on Baba calls. We jumped into PDD calls or P Diddy calls, as somebody in the Discord called it. P Diddy calls. We jumped into 130 strike calls for September '05 at 1.83. We ended up trimming some profit. So here's the profit right here. Ended up trimming some profit at around 2.16. And then we're still holding runners on that. So I do believe PDD is going to see a lot more upside. I think Chinese names in general are going to see a lot more upside. And then we ultimately ended up taking profit. We got into Baba calls at like 5.15, and then we ended up taking profit at 5.90. And then these are the plays that I'm currently in. We're in VIX hedges, Apple runners, and PDD runners. So really good day in the Discord. Good few weeks in the Discord. We've been absolutely killing it. Winners tab. A lot of new members have been absolutely crushing it since they joined the Discord, so I'm absolutely happy about that. This guy right here, today was a good day, and it's just the beginning. Shout out Titans. He made about $500 today, so congratulations to him. He's been killing it since he joined, been following the plays, been following the rules, all that fun stuff. Frank always doing great. $1,000, well, $1,200, I should say, on SPY calls as well. So congratulations to him. And then another, this might be the same position. I think he just reposted it. But regardless, this guy right here, he's just been making an absolute bag since he joined the Discord. He made, what is this, $26,000 off CMCSA. I believe the bot alerted this, but he's been crushing it as well. So yeah, congratulations to him. And the list goes on. So let's get into the chart. So in our last video, so in our last video, we talked about some scenarios, right? So if we go to quant data real quick, one thing I pointed out to you guys, and I wish I talked about it a little bit more, but regardless, I pointed out to you guys that on quant data, we did see SPY calls come in, 647 strike calls with an expiration of August 29th, and the premium was 3.58 million. And so far, it's looking like those are going to play out. One thing I did mention to you guys is as long as SPY holds above 630, 650 is still on the table. And I do believe that we're going to head towards 650. Lowest I'm looking at is about 645. Now, it doesn't take away the fact that there is still bear flags across the board. But one thing I mentioned to you guys is that as long as we hold this trend here at around 633, 630, it's very much possible that we bounce back towards the upside. And so far, things are looking good. We broke above these guys right here at around 640, 641. We're so far stopping them out their position. So I do believe that heading into tomorrow, or at least the rest of this week, there is potential to see at minimum 645. Highest I'm looking at is about 650. Again, the play was 647 strike call. So I do believe that someone, institution, well, I don't know, somebody on Wall Street believes that SPY is going to go much higher. And so far, these are in profit. So yeah, shout out to whoever that is. Okay. So things are looking good. Now, one thing I want to point out to you guys that's very interesting here, and we'll go back to quant data in a bit and see what happened today, so you guys can screenshot, do what you got to do. All right, but one thing I want to point out to you guys is if we look at the SPY daily time frame, the triple Q SPY, whatever you want to look at, we've been doing the opposite every single day. Like we've been flipping every day. Right, it's crazy. The market is allowed to flip, but a YouTuber flips, crucify that man. Right, but bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. So and it's something you want to keep in mind. I'm not saying tomorrow we're going to be bearish or anything like that, but it's kind of crazy how this has been happening for the past week or so, right? Where we just keep flipping back and forth. Ultimately, we're following the trend towards the upside, right? So it's not like we're just breaking down and making lower lows or anything like that. But this is something you want to keep in mind. So maybe keyword maybe tomorrow we just end up bearish, right? But doesn't mean that we're going to, necessarily do one of these like, oh my God. Like, no, we probably just, form a doji tomorrow. We did run a lot today, right? And historically, whenever the market makes a big move, the next day or two, it does cool down, right? So if we are going to see upside tomorrow or even downside tomorrow, I don't imagine it's going to be too much of anything. Probably just a doji, if anything, probably something like this. But so, at the end of the day, we'll just have to wait and see. So, as long as we stay above our previous high level, so we go back to the 4 hour time frame because it just looks cleaner that way. I know it looks chaotic, guys, but bear with me here. But as long as we stay above these guys right here, mark it on your charts if you need to. As long as we stay above these guys here, I mean, even if we retest, right? Maybe we drop back down to 640, which isn't really saying much, but let's say we drop back down to 640, maybe even, set some type of bear trap, whatever the case may be. As long as we hold here, it's very much possible that we had much higher, 645, 647, 650, so on and so forth. Okay. I do imagine if we do head to 650, that you're going to see a lot of turbulence. If anything, 645. Okay. So you want to be careful within those two levels. So we do have more room to the top of this bear flag, so it's very much possible that we see more upside. Your key levels to the downside, like I said before in the last video, 633, 630. Once you get below 630, you get below this trend line here, and you get below this key level of 633 altogether. You're looking at a move as low as 626. If you get below 625, you're heading towards 620. And what's important about 620, just in case you don't understand why I always mention this level in every single video, right here, you see this bullish wick right here? That's a massive bullish wick right here. You stop these guys out of their position, you are heading towards 613. All right, 613, 608. All right, so let's go to the weekly time frame to check on our trend. You guys know I don't move anything. I don't attempt to move anything. There's no point in doing that. It just ruins, just messes up my trading and even investing. But regardless, as you guys can see, the weekly trend line still here, right? Still here. Rejection, projection, and we again, like I said before, we keep playing games here. We're probably going to keep playing games until whatever happens happens. My guess is Jackson Hole event, which is like August 22nd, 23rd, one of those, right? Or a few days actually. But regardless, I imagine we're probably going to keep doing this until closer to Jackson Hole event. We'll see. But right now, things are looking good. Okay. In conclusion, when it comes to the SPY triple Qs, things are looking good for the bulls. Right? If you're bearish, it's not looking too bad. I mean, it's not looking too good, okay, for you. All right. But ultimately, things are looking good, guys. So we definitely could see much more upside. Like I said, we're probably going to keep playing games around this trend line. Whether we break below it, break above it, regardless, it's going to be a crazy ride. Okay. You're going to see a lot of volatility within the next few weeks or so. Tomorrow, I'm not counting on it too much. I think tomorrow's just probably going to be a boring day. All right. We look at the triple Qs. 4-hour time frame. Again, you're looking at the same thing here. Okay, you have a massive bear flag, right? Rising channel, bear flag, whatever you want to call it. And so far, you're heading towards the top of this trend. And where you want to be careful at is 582. Okay. Once you get to 582, you're probably going to see some turbulence, maybe see a rejection back towards the downside. And you probably play this, game all over again where you do one of these, boom, 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 whatever. Okay. And maybe you even break above it. Regardless, you're probably going to play games, okay, for the rest of whatever, rest of this week, rest of next week, who knows, until maybe closer to Jackson Hole. That's where I'm betting that the market is probably going to see some downside, like some real downside, but I could be wrong. We'll see. All right. But as far as your key levels on the triple Qs, guys, goes without saying, like we talked about in the last video, the main level of all levels is 566. You break below 566, you're heading towards 560, obviously. And then after that, you're looking at 552 right here. There's a gap fill down here, all the way at 554, 553 range, somewhere around there. And if you manage to get below 550, then from there, I do believe bears are going to take full control and take full advantage, and we're heading towards 540, if not much lower. So that's what we're looking at for the triple Qs. Now, if we go to quant data and see what happened today, this kind of aligns. Oh, also, let me go one more thing. Sorry. You look at the triple Qs. We've been doing this. We've been doing this little roller coaster dance for the past week or so, right? Bearish one day, bullish the next day, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. So yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of crazy how we just keep switching up every single day. The market is just flipping every single day. All right, but something to keep in mind. So if we look at what happened today on quant data, right? Keep in mind, when it comes to quant data, guys, this is not me doing these trades or anything like that. Obviously, this is insane premium. This is insane amount of money or anything and all that. But this is not me. Okay, I want to make that clear. Okay, this I'm just showing you guys order flow. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Okay, a lot of traders can't afford order flow, or they're not interested in order flow, or they're just simply not aware that order flow exists. I don't know, but regardless, a lot of you, I understand, don't want to invest into order flow, but a lot of brokers have free order flow. Like I think Webull has it, right? And I think even maybe Robinhood. But regardless, you definitely want to have some order flow behind you because it helps you trade. It's a much better way to trade. Some of the richest people, these guys here, whatever, the richest people, champion traders, all that, they all use order flow. Okay. If you are following a Discord host that doesn't use order flow, good luck. Okay, good luck. That's all I'm going to say. But regardless, you're seeing a lot of puts coming. right? You saw IWM strike puts come in, 216 strike puts come in for September, and crazy enough, they're all coming in for September, right? But you're seeing a lot of puts come in. So these have 5.98 million premium, 23,963. Quantity is insane. You had 214 puts, but these were sold, so not interested in those. You have Tesla 335 strike puts come in for August 22nd as well. CoreWeave had earnings today. 240 strike puts for August 15th. So yeah, you would have made an absolute bag. I think CoreWeave is dumping after hours right now. But yeah, you're seeing some decent amount of puts come in after hours, or not after hours, but a little bit towards close. Nothing too crazy, right? It's mostly just IWM, so nothing to really panic over. But screenshot, do what you got to do. That's pretty much the only interesting thing that's happened today. And then earlier we saw IWM 227 calls come in. These were loaded up at like 224, and IWM has been pumping since. So yeah, something to keep in mind. Screenshot, do what you guys got to do with this information. Do your own research. Don't take my word for it. All right. But so far, things are looking good for the Bulls. I really don't have too much to say in regards to like really, really being bearish or anything like that. What I will say is just be careful. Just given off what we've seen in the past few weeks or past week or so, the market keeps switching up day by day. So we'll see. Other than that, if we look at individual names such as, let's look at Tesla real quick. So Tesla is attempting to break out. However, on a daily time frame, I'm not a fan of this guy right here. Right, I'm not a fan of this. All right, so Tesla might, I just showed you guys what 335 strike puts come in on Tesla on quant data. I can, yeah, 335 strike puts for August 22nd come in on quant data. So, something you want to keep in mind there. But this daily candle is kind of aligning with that idea. So Tesla might revisit 333. If it gives up 333, then you're heading much lower and you could possibly head towards the lower 320. So something to keep in mind there. Tesla is looking a little sketchy. I will say that much. You're attempting to break back out of the symmetrical triangle. So far, it's not looking well. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. So keep that in mind when it comes to Tesla. Apple's Apple still looks great. I really don't have anything bad to say about Apple, right? As long as Apple stays above 225, I think you're fine. So basically above these guys right here. So these guys right here, there's a lot of bulls in this area. You saw that we broke down, we retested, and so far we're bouncing up. It's not a convincing, this candle is not very convincing, but if we can manage to break higher here, I think Apple can see like 240, 235, 240 being the max for the short term. So we'll see. But other than that, that's really what I have for Apple. Don't really have anything bad to say about it. I mean, I guess if you magically break below 224, I'll say, then you're heading towards 219, 220 all over again. Then you really want to see that hold if you're looking to be bullish on Apple. So that's what I have for Apple coin. So Bitcoin is somewhat pumping after hours, nothing too crazy. It is back above what is it? What did I tell you guys? 118.9, yeah, something like that. We'll look at Bitcoin in a bit, but regardless, coin looks good, right? It's holding this trend so far. Discord members been asking me about this. As long as it holds above 318, I think you're fine. What I don't like is these guys right here. So if you're wondering why I didn't jump into this trade yet, I'm not a fan of this right here. But I think coin can pull it off as long as, obviously Bitcoin keeps pumping, but 345 is a target as long as we hold these levels here, 318, and then after 318 you're looking at 314, 313 more or less, but I really don't like these guys, all right? Really don't like these guys. So, and not only that, but you're just seeing a lot of weakness here. So nothing too crazy for me, nothing worth going crazy over in my opinion. So we have space and opportunity for coin. 345, 350. A lot of you been asking about it. Highest I'm looking at is about 360, minimum 380. But yeah, coin looks good. I mean, you go to the daily time frame, you have this huge gap all the way towards 380. So yeah, just a lot of bearish activity in this area. So that's why I'm not really like just jumping headfirst into coin or anything like that. All right, Baba. So I've been talking to you guys about Baba for quite some time. I think is ready. I think is due. 130 is my target. Simple as that. That's all I have for Baba. You can argue that this is a bull flag. You have your flagpole here. Work with me. Okay. You have your flagpole here. You're breaking out. So I think Baba looks good. Possibly see a move towards 130, if not much higher. You have a gap fill all the way at 135 and around 143, 142, 143, more or less. All right. So I like Baba. Probably the only Chinese name I like. I mean, I like PDD as well. We'll talk about PDD here. because this is a trade that we jumped into in the Discord. Not only that, but if we look at quant data, um, there were calls that came in for PDD. So 130 strike calls for September 5th. Um, and they were coming in at the ask premium was 1.80 million, 1.8 million. So really like this play. PDD is breaking back out of the symmetrical triangle. So really like this play. I do think PDD can head towards the 130s, 140s being the highest. All right. So that's what I'm looking at for PDD. Don't really have anything bad to say about it. I mean, 113 is your key level if you want to set like a lenient stop loss. But other than that, that's what I have for P Diddy. All right, SMH. Holy, so SMH is breaking above this bear flag here and it's mounting here, right? Our Discord bot alerted a while ago. I don't know if any Discord members remember this, but our Discord bot alerted a while ago 300 strike calls on SMH, and yeah, those played out, guys. Those played out amazing, right? So we'll see if this ends up being a bull trap or anything like that. But so far, SMH does look good. This may be a little bit off. We'll see. Nope, it's not off. Okay, so regardless, SMH looking pretty good. Unfortunately, you're just not seeing it reflect on Nvidia. Nvidia is just not doing anything, guys. Where is Nvidia? But Nvidia is just not doing anything. So I don't know. Okay, it's just sitting here. So I got nothing for Nvidia. Honestly, I really don't. I mean, you're just wicking back and forth. So not much I can tell you there when it comes to Nvidia. And last but not least, Bitcoin, because at this point I really just don't have anything else for you guys. Sorry, but you look at Bitcoin daily time frame, I do think we're going to pump back towards the upside. 122K, obviously 122.5K is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin, especially if this daily candle closes like this. At some point in time, we're going to want to clear these guys out, clear these guys out as well. So I do think Bitcoin is making that another attempt at some upside here. So we'll see. But Bitcoin looks great. Have nothing bad to say about it. Like I said, as long as you hold above 118.8, you're fine with Bitcoin. And I think Bitcoin's going to pump. Obviously, that would be good for Coin, MSTR, and whatever that other stock name is, BM something. All right. So other than that, that's really all I have. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think tomorrow are we going to repeat what we've been seeing for the past week or so, where we just bearish one day, bullish the next day, bearish one day, bullish the next day? You guys think tomorrow's going to be bearish, or do you think we're just going to continue to pump, head towards that 645, 650 target? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I try to read every single comment. Obviously, I don't read every single comment, but I do try, and then we'll let's talk it out. Let's see what you guys think. Do you guys think the market is going to tank for Jackson Hole event? Right, historically that has been happening. Right, I think it's like in a week or two. And also let me know what you guys think about Nvidia earnings. I really want to see what people think about it. Let me know what you guys think. Other than that, that's all I have. Discord link will be in the description below. Until the next video, traders, have a good one.